The FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, the first chance for the stars of the future to make an impact. It's produced some great football and wonderful stories ever since Korea DPR won the inaugural title in 2008. This year's edition, the fourth, took place in Costa Rica. 16 teams participated, and the tournament set a number of records, including the highest ever attendance figures. And there were a number of breakthroughs and surprises. Debutante Zambia showed how much the game is developing worldwide, and while they failed to progress, they did manage a victory in their final match. The reigning European champions Germany disappointed, finishing bottom of their group. And also on an early flight home with Korea DPR, they'd never failed to reach the semi-finals previously, but they didn't recover from defeat to Ghana in their opening game and missed out on the knockout stages by a single point. But the surprise casualties meant an interesting mix when the semi-final lineup was complete. Asian nations have traditionally done well at this level. Japan lost the 2010 final on penalties to Korea Republic, but were clearly the team to beat this time. In 4 matches up to the semi-final, they'd scored 17 goals without reply, including 10 against the hapless Paraguayans. Led by Asako Takemoto Takakura, the first woman to coach a Japanese national team at any level, the little Nadeshiko had barely been troubled. Their play had been built around a solid team structure, one that emphasised defence but still allowed the team to express themselves going forward.
I thought it would be difficult before the tournament. I thought I'd be feeling the pressure in the build-up to the important matches. But the players have been doing really well, and their performances mean I don't feel any pressure.
Vamos Venezuela! Vamos Vino Tinto!
Japan's presence in the last 4 was no surprise. Venezuela, though, had far exceeded expectations. The South American champions had topped their group ahead of Italy, Zambia and Costa Rica before eliminating the highly fancied Canadians in the quarters. They were the first from their continent to reach the semi-finals. Much of their success was down to the impressive form of a 14-year-old, Dana Castellanos, and Gabriela Garcia, 3 years her senior. The strike duo had scored a total of 10 goals between them.
I feel very emotional to represent my country and wear the shirt. It's about achieving things for my country and my family. You can see by our performances that we want to win the title for Venezuela.
It's easy to see that they both have clear knowledge of where the goal is when they're playing. What I mean is when they're in the penalty area, they know where the goal is and visualise where the ball should go. I think this is the job of all good forwards. We've seen this with some of the other teams at the World Cup. When you attack, you have to be very precise.
The semi-final took place in the northern city of Liberia, and the little Nadeshiko soon showed their class as Fuka Nagano gave them the lead. Further goals either side of half-time left the Japanese firmly in control. A 4th Japanese goal dispatched from the penalty spot by captain Hina Sugita put the game beyond doubt before Castellanos grabbed a late consolation for La Vino Tinto. The 4-1 victory sent Japan through to their 2nd World Cup final. Awaiting them will be either Spain or Italy.
You never know which team will make it and which won't. No matter which team makes it, the level of play in the later stages will always be higher than before. Each team brings their own style, and we must be prepared. I think both teams have improved a lot throughout the competition.
Italia! Italia! Italia!
Women's football has made great strides in Italy recently, and the Azzurrine were making their tournament debut. The Italians had secured Europe's 3rd qualification spot after a penalty shootout win against England, and the result had clearly instilled a sense of confidence that carried through to Costa Rica. Following 2 victories in the group stage, Italy outlasted one of the pre-tournament favourites, Ghana, to win on penalties and reach the last 4.
I think being the underdog has obviously been an advantage. No one, including ourselves, expected us to be one of the 4 best teams in the world. But after the European Championship, we understood we were a strong and close-knit team with a lot of talent. We came here with nothing to lose, and we've simply done our job.
Spain, who'd reached the semi-finals 4 years ago, were coached by Jorge Vilda. Their campaign got off to a poor start, a 2-0 defeat to Japan, before convincing wins against New Zealand and Paraguay saw them safely through to the quarters, where they dispatched perennial underachievers, Nigeria. Vilda had been La Rojita coach in 2010, where defeat to Korea Republic saw them miss out on the final. But it was important that any pressure the coach might be feeling was not transmitted to the players.
We're not thinking about winning the World Cup right now. We're thinking about the semi-final, and this is what we're focusing on. It's not necessary to look beyond the semi-final. If we do, it affects our performance against Italy.
The semi was a tight contest. Italy had the better of the opening period, but were unable to make the most of their limited opportunities. Striker Martina Piemonte had the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for offside. Spain lifted their game after the break and took the lead through Sandra Hernandez. 9 minutes from time, the Spaniards doubled their lead as Nahikari Garcia converted a second spot kick. The final would be Spain against Japan. With a near full house at the Estadio Nacional in San Jose, Japan again showed why they'd become heavy favourites. Maika Nishida's alert reactions gave the Asian side an early lead. Japan's high-tempo style of play gave the Spaniards few opportunities. And 12 minutes from time, Fuka Kono sealed a 2-0 win. Hina Sugita, Japan's captain and the player of the tournament, received the trophy from Costa Rican president Laura Chinchilla. The third time in 4 tournaments, a team from the Far East has won the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. The future looks very bright for Japan.